Hello, my name is Jack Miller with Tri-County Inspection Company and the House Whisperer Show. Today I thought I would talk about garage door safety. This is one of those things that we kind of take for granted, but I want to walk you through my protocols as to what I look for as a professional home inspector. On the outside of the door, just the overall condition. But one thing that's we kind of, again, take for granted is weather stripping. It's one of those things that not only try to keep the winds out, but also rodents. So if your weather stripping is starting to wear at the bottom in particular, get it replaced. It's actually fairly inexpensive. And so one, it's going to save you some energy, but two, rodents kind of like to habitate in your garage, particularly over the winter months. So let's go check them out. When I set my doors up, I go for convenience. So not only do I have little remotes over there on the wall, but I also have them here locally. So one of the most important things to do is push the button and kind of stand to the side and let the door come down and touch your hand, and it should come right back up. If it doesn't, if your hand keeps pulling you down, then you have to adjust the safety reverse feature. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. The other thing I do, once again, push the button and then cross the beam. Now, older garage door openers may not have those beams, and especially if you have children, update the opener. Some of the older openers are also what we call screw drive, and they did not have a safety reverse feature, so this door would continue just going down and down and down. Unfortunately, some children have been hurt, animals have been killed because of not adjusting those safety reverse features correctly. Now, I intentionally left this lens down, and if I can show you right here, okay, they look like half moons. And right above them are two control knobs. They can be blue, they can be yellow. And what you want to do is take a pocket screwdriver if need be and just rotate it back to like on a clock, maybe 3 to 3:30. That's going to adjust that safety reverse feature, and then test it again. So it's easy to do. Now, manufacturers of garage door openers, primarily there's LiftMaster, and who happen to make the Craftsman models, which I have, and Chamberlain. I think those are the two best brands. And cost-wise, I would say that the opener itself is maybe $150 to $200, and just about the same for the installation done by a professional. If you're handy, it took me maybe 3 hours to go ahead and hang these openers, and they are a convenience. Now, I'm going to put the second one down, and again, test one. Oh, look at that. Jack's how it just is today. And then I call that my ballet step. So I got a project today. Now, let's put them both down one more time. So the next thing I check are the condition of the springs. Okay, so I want to make sure that there's no significant gaps between the springs, but what's most important is that little safety cable that goes between the springs and attaches to the angle iron. And why do we have that? Because God forbid if the springs ever broke or snapped, they're going to get launched against the building. And it's a minor point, but an important point is that if you look real carefully, that end ring is colored blue. Okay, and they have different colors on those springs because that's what rates the spring and its tension. Number of years ago, I had to replace my springs, and I went to one of the local box stores. I needed a blue. They had a green. They said the green will work well. As soon as I put the door down, the spring snapped, and it sounded like a shotgun went off. And I'm working right here when it happened. So if that cable was not there, that would have hit the building, it would have hit me. They're dangerous. So that's why those safety cables are important. If you don't have them, add them. Now, going back to the openers, this is the trail, okay? Right here, this big bar, and you see the chain should be about 1 inch below the trailing bar. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot of slack there, but that's set up correctly. So then I look at this one, and it's the same thing. Okay, so like I said, I've got a little bit of homework to do on my red opener. Now, when we have our standard garage doors, which are roughly 8 by 7, we can go ahead and utilize this type of spring setup. But I'm going to take it to my back garage, and we're going to talk about larger doors. Now, for larger garage door, much more important to check those safety reverse features, just because this is a 16-foot door. Now, the one thing that's different on this door than those front doors is what we call the torsion bar. So let me show you. So in lieu of having the long springs from the track all the way back to the angle iron, this garage door has what we call a torsion spring. Now, these can fail too. But if they ever fail, all they do is kind of spin in a circle. So if these fail, they don't have that same dangerous situation where the spring can be launched. So every once in a while, again, check the condition of the spring. These can also be lubricated, by the way. Now, we talked about lasers in the front garage door where I kind of kick back. Let me go back to that for a second. The laser should be about 4 inches off the concrete floor. And the reason for that is for animals. So if by chance the dog runs by, the cat runs by, the door will retract. Now, sometimes people set them too low. And when they're too low, it gives that opportunity to kind of hit the button and run. You know, so I always think of the kids. When I had a chance to talk to a presenter about garage door openers, I said, well, how come we don't raise them higher? You know, more like half height. Because in that way we know that child will not be endangered. But at the same time, they went back to the animals. So again, check your lasers, again, about 4 inches off the floor. Now, we're going to next talk about locking bars. Now, this particular garage door has what we call a locking bar. This enables you to lock the door from outside and to disengage it from the inside. Now, if you have a garage door opener, you want to what we call disengage the locking bar. So I can't rotate this. People, sometimes when they go away, even though they have a garage door opener, they may also engage the locking bar. Then they come home from their vacation, everyone's anxious to get back inside, so we forget that we engage this, and then we hit our button or the remote, and then something breaks. So let me show you what to do inside. Now, since I do not have an opener on this door, I utilize my locking bar on a regular basis. But what you can do, literally right above this bar here that I can rotate, you can drill a small hole and you install a hex head screw so that this way you can't turn this. Now, I've also seen where you can put a hole in the bar here and you install just a simple nut and bolt because it would hit the retaining bar here and prevent you from rotating this further. So if you have a locking bar on your garage door with an opener, again, disengage it for really, again, the safety of the opener and security. One other garage door I have has a locking bar that slides in here, okay? With that one, again, it gives you a small opening for a nut and a bolt. So again, as an inspector, these are the things that I look for, and they're simple tests that you can do on your own. And the manufacturers of these openers suggest that you do check your garage doors at least twice a year to make sure that all these safety features have been taken care of. So if you like the content, please press the subscribe button below. If you'd like me to talk on any subject, why don't you reach out to me at hello@tricountyinspectors.com, and I'll see you next time.